January 1958, standing before a hall of scientists in Madras, Jawaharlal Nehru said something few prime ministers would dare to do. He mocked himself. He joked about the heavy academic robe draped over his shoulders. He said he had no real claim to it. He was not a scientist, he admitted, just someone basking in science's reflected glow. The room laughed. But Nehru was not performing modesty. He was setting up an argument. Before we take another step forward, drop your exact location in the comments and hit that subscribe button right now. Make no mistake, your subscription is the absolute driving force that enables us to relentlessly deliver this caliber of thought-provoking content. Do it now and let's get down to business. He had come to speak about what he called the scientific temper, and he believed India's future depended on it. India, he observed, was a land of contradiction. In one corner, people discussed rockets and atomic energy. In another, they lived mentally in an age of 2 millennia past. All our yesterdays bear down upon us. He warned. Our civilizational inheritance was both an asset and burden rich in wisdom, but heavy with inertia. Nehru's vision was not about machines. It was a discipline of the mind. Question everything, he would say. Trust evidence, not authority. Reject truth just because it's loud or ancient or comfortable. That was his charge. A charge we have failed. He spoke at a moment of global anxiety. The Soviet Union had just launched Sputnik. Scientists hailed it as a milestone for humanity. Politicians saw it as a web. Fear spread faster than understanding. Nehru found that reaction troubling. Science, he insisted, was neutral. There is no capitalist science or communist science. Truth does not carry a party flag. When science becomes captive to ideology, its spirit is corrupt. Bombs are not born from physics alone. They are born from human choices. Knowledge can heal or annihilate. The moral variable is us. And here his tone turns almost somber. Humanity, he felt, had advanced technologically at a pace unmatched by its moral growth. We had split the atom. We had reached space. But had we matured in compassion? Had wisdom kept up power? He invoked Mahatma Gandhi, not a laboratory scientist, yet a relentless experimenter with truth and conscience. He mentioned Vinoba Bhave walking through villages with moral persuasion rather than coercion. Their lives, Nehru suggested, demonstrated that intellect without ethics is insufficient. Scientific temper, as he defined it, demanded three commit. First, insulate science from narrow politics. Do not weaponize knowledge for factional gain. Second, nurture scientists. Grant them respect, institutional support, and intellectual freedom. Nations that invest in inquiry move forward. Those that sideline it stagnate. Third, apply scientific reasoning to governance. Planning, he argued, is not tyranny. It is structured thinking. India's 5-year plans were not exercises in control for control's sake. They were attempts to confront poverty and scarcity with analysis rather than superstition. He acknowledged India's structural weaknesses, unemployment coexisting with a shortage of trained engineers, talent undermined by disorganization. These were not cosmic curses. They were solvable problems if approached rationally. Nehru did not thunder that day. He did not indulge in rhetoric. He posed questions. He invited introspection. For him, scientific temper required courage, the courage to doubt, test, to revise cherished assumption. It required humility, the admission that we may be wrong, and it required responsibility, ethical use of knowledge for collective welfare. Nearly 7 decades later, his warning felt less historical and more urgent. Today, this is not an abstract debate. It is a societal sickness. We see its symptoms in poison of WhatsApp forward and turn rumor into rage. We see it in cancer of deepfake videos that manufacture outrage to steal our democracy. We see it in arrogant blindness of climatic denial, dogma preached while our cities choke and our coastlines drown. When misinformation travels faster than verification, when ideology overrides data, when viral content substitutes for peer review, cost is no longer philosophy. It is societal fracture, public health crisis, economic miscalculation, and environmental damage. Scientific temper is not an elite version reserved for laboratory. It is civic infrastructure. Without it, democracy itself becomes vulnerable to propaganda, to panic, to manufactured realities. Nehru's ghost asks sharper question, not of society, but of you. Will you continue to let your thinking be distorted by the powerful and the prejudiced, or will you find courage to think for yourself? Because the future isn't determined by how loudly we celebrate progress. It's determined by whether we stop celebrating our own ignorance. To pretend this is anyone's battle but our own is no longer just foolish, it's moral failure. Or will we cultivate the discipline to question, verify, and think before we react? The future of India, arguably the future of any modern society, will be determined not by how loudly we claim progress, but by whether we practice the intellectual integrity that progress demands. Thank you for staying with us till the end.